May we talk briefly about your breasts?
Pamela Anderson is best known as a sex bomb, but she has more to serve than just her naked body.
I like proving people wrong.
Let's discover the real reason why Pamela Anderson posed for Playboy. Who helped her survive after her sex tape scandal? And what does she say about her 6 impulsive marriages? At 55, the star dared to tell her story in a Netflix documentary. She said she was exhausted by all the myths around her life. The last straw was the Pam and Tommy miniseries about the stolen sex tape, which once again portrayed Anderson as just a bimbo. So first of all, she wanted to share the true reason behind her choice of career as a Playboy model. While everybody thought it was for fame or money, Pamela said she was just desperate to set herself free. Yes, you heard that right. Even if this woman looks confident as hell, for a long time she was broken inside, all because her childhood was shaped by trauma.
I was molested from age 6 to 10 by my female babysitter.
What was even worse is that Pam had no one to help her.
I didn't tell my mother for a long time.
The star was raised in a dysfunctional family and she didn't have anyone to turn to. So she just waited till she grew older and could help herself. But even then, things didn't get any better. When she was only 12, a 25-year-old man took advantage of her. Sadly, it wasn't the only painful experience in her life. Pamela also had a few abusive boyfriends when she was a teen.
I grew up in a very in an alcoholic home, and there was violence in my household, and I think it's just my model of a relationship. And when I've gotten into any kind of relationships, it just seems to you recreate the pattern, even though you say you're never ever going to do that.
An endless series of traumas led Pamela battling with her mental health. She started thinking that she somehow deserved all the pain she'd been through.
I had so much shame about my body, so much shame about what had happened to me.
Anderson shared that she even wanted off this earth in her early 20s. Only a small stroke of good fortune spared her. Pamela was caught on camera at a football match wearing a Labatt's beer t-shirt.
And we were just sitting in the stands, and one of the cameramen zoomed in on me and put me up on the big screen, and everyone was yelling. It was really bizarre.
Soon afterwards, the company hired Pamela as a spokesmodel and used her in an advertising campaign. It became her ticket to a better future. Playboy's managers saw it and asked her to be a cover girl for the magazine. Pamela took it as a chance to get rid of her self-consciousness.
And I felt like it was kind of like a gateway to another world. Now I was going to take the power of my own sexuality and take my power back.
And she wasn't mistaken. She remembers her first photo shoot as an experience where she was able to break free and escape her past.
I think it's what gave me the confidence to do everything in my life. I mean, I think Playboy changed my life.
Anderson turned into a star literally overnight. She became a playmate for Playboy and appeared in almost every issue. The blonde bombshell even set a record for the most appearances on magazine covers. She's been on 14 so far. Anderson had even more success when she got the lead for the female role in the TV series Baywatch. The show about a team of lifeguards became the most watched around the globe. It turned Pamela into a sex symbol for a whole generation.
I didn't realize until we started traveling and promoting the show, and there's so much, attention and paparazzi.
Still, Anderson never thought it was enough to just show off her shape. She wanted to use her fame to do something valuable for the world.
I thought if I can attach it to animal activism or activism for the environment, then it meant something.
Pamela became one of the first celebrities who urged people not to wear fur.
It's getting colder out, and people are, tending to maybe put on fur coats. But I don't think anyone would wear something that they knew so much cruelty went into. Yeah.
She also promoted a plant-based diet when it wasn't mainstream yet.
But you probably have no idea what goes into making a bucket of KFC chicken. Sadly, the main ingredient is cruelty.
Pamela set the trend for adopting instead of buying pets. Her first rescued dog, Star, was even featured in a few Baywatch episodes. Later, Anderson became an honorary director of PETA, one of the biggest non-profit animal rights organizations. Sadly, her good deeds weren't really noticed. Pamela became a hostage to her bombshell image. The only thing on everyone's mind was her sexuality.
When was the last time a man who wasn't gay and wasn't related to you didn't try to...
The model says that it was tough for her to talk to reporters. She joked back with the interviewers and laughed at questions just to hide her pain.
It was disturbing because it was like, oh my God, really? Is this what we're talking about again?
She became tired of her public image and wanted to try something new: dramatic movies. And one of her first roles in Raw Justice, aka Good Cop, Bad Cop, got really great reviews. As she was making a name for herself in the movie business, Pamela also found love. She met the drummer of Motley Crue, Tommy Lee, on vacation. After only knowing each other for 4 days, they got married.
Felt like, oh my gosh, this is what it's all about. This is true love. It was so romantic. It was so over the top.
Pamela was ready to become a mother with him by her side. Soon after the wedding, she announced her pregnancy. Still, the woman carried on with proving her status as a serious actress. She was working 18 hours a day, filming Baywatch during the day, and at night, Barbed Wire. Unfortunately, with her jam-packed schedule, she ended up losing the baby.
I've been working a bit too much, so I'm going to try and take it easy.
Anderson kept her promise, and soon she was pregnant again and welcomed her first son, Brandon. Just as the star was getting ready to return to the big screen, the worst scandal of her life happened. Pam and Tommy's honeymoon tape was leaked to the press.
That it was two crazily naked people in love. I mean, we were naked all the time and filming each other and being silly, but those tapes were not meant for anybody else to see.
The couple stated that it was stolen from their home and sold illegally. However, the public didn't believe it. Everyone thought that Pam did it herself as a PR stunt.
I mean, please. I mean, this is the kind of publicity I want. I mean, it's devastating.
The tape became the first viral video on the internet, and every single person in the media felt it was their duty to comment on it, humiliating the actress even more.
It was very hurtful.
The nightmare lasted for months. The only thing that saved Pam was the news that she had another baby on the way.
I was thinking it was affecting the pregnancy, the stress, and I said, I'm not going to court anymore, I'm not being deposed anymore.
Anderson took time off to enjoy motherhood. She gave birth to her son Dylan and hoped family life would heal her heart, but it wasn't meant to be. The star recalls that her relationship became too controlling and abusive after the scandal. The last straw for Anderson was when Tommy lashed out at her physically. So, after 2 years of marriage, the couple split. The divorce from Tommy was the hardest, lowest, most difficult point of my life. She shared that her 2 little sons were her only solace, especially as Anderson's career as an actress had fizzled out. Hollywood viewed her as a piece of meat and only wanted to cast her in sexy roles. Pamela said she couldn't be just an attachment to her breasts, so she accepted less and less proposals from TV shows. Sometimes she did projects for charity. For example, Anderson agreed to take part in a comedy roast in exchange for a $250,000 donation to PETA. She started to switch her focus from acting to activism. Pamela remembers she had a hard time trusting people, and animals were her closest friends.
We've traveled all over the world and created animal welfare laws where there were none before, so we've had a lot of success.
The star also established her own charity foundation. So she definitely deserves the title of a philanthropist icon, not just a sex symbol. However, Pamela didn't stop there. She also succeeded as an author.
I am a writer. I've written ever since I was little, journaling and poetry.
Pamela used to be a columnist for Jane magazine. She also wrote 3 best-selling novels about her life as a celebrity, her first marriage, and her traumas. The latest and the frankest book is titled Love, Pamela.
This is just one girl's story, how I did it and how I kind of navigated. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like me that have gone through things in their childhood and just haven't resolved that yet.
In her book, Pamela talks about the 5 other failed marriages she went through after her relationship with Tommy Lee. She recalls it as a desperate attempt to find the love of her life. Pam falls head over heels at first and gave second chances to some of her exes, like Kid Rock and Rick Salomon. Sadly, none of the marriages have lasted more than a year. However, Pamela doesn't regret any of her romances.
I don't know, I think I'm a little mischievous. I think I like to have a good time. And what happens to you does not define you.
The star says it was an important journey for her to find the most valuable love in her life.
You know what? For once in my life, just be in love with myself. Have a love affair with myself.
Now, in her 50s, in full harmony with herself, Pam continues to surprise the world with her various talents. Last year, Anderson debuted on Broadway as Roxy Hart in Chicago. She was a triumph on the theater stage.
I'm feeling so bad. I want to do it again.
Pamela always says she's not going to give up on her career. The woman is full of ideas and projects. She boldly claims she's ready to show the world new aspects of her personality. So let's hope we rediscover Pamela again and again.